From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your Evening Update.
American Door Company has been family-owned and operated for over 29 years, supplying Northern California with quality garage doors, garage door openers, and installed with the best service you'd expect from a locally owned company. We serve all of Northern California from Willows all the way to the Oregon state line. Give us a call today.
Well, still looking at those clear skies for many of us in Northern California, but the monsoon moisture is working its way in, and it's that monsoon moisture, along with a few disturbances coming in off of the Pacific, that are going to really help to bring us a chance for some mountain showers and thunderstorms in the forecast here. So let's get into that. First of all, the cooling trend. We've been talking about that here the last several days. It peaks tomorrow, and then we do expect some possible mountain thunderstorms, which we'll get into here in a second, and then warming up as we go into the weekend, and that'll probably even linger into early next week. Possibly getting close to, if not right around, looking at maybe some heat advisories, especially around the valley and the surrounding foothills. But we'll worry about that a little bit later. For now, let's take a look at the forecast tonight. We're dropping down to the low to mid 60s here. Daytime highs tomorrow, yeah, they're continuing to drop. Low to maybe some mid 90s in there. And for the mountains, mainly in the 80s. But notice, now we're beginning to see some lightning strikes coming from those clouds. Now, not everyone will see it, but everyone will have a chance. We're going to be looking at isolated thunderstorms across many of the mountain locations. We'll get into exactly where that will be here in a second. But what we're seeing, the setup here is this. The monsoon moisture is down here. That's trying to work its way into Northern California. This right here is a disturbance that's going to be moving kind of through the Pacific Northwest, and that's what's going to help to maybe squeeze out some of that moisture, not to mention bring us enough instability for a few thunderstorms. So the fire potential has increased a little bit here, especially off to the north and east with that moderate risk. We've been yellow for the last several days. Now we're seeing the potential get a little bit higher to the north and east. And then on Friday, we're starting to see it get even more, even parts of Trinity County, not to mention all of the northern portions and the eastern mountains as well. And notice up to the north and east in Oregon, we're seeing the red due to the potential for lightning strikes. And really the reason why we're seeing the moderate risk here is because of that potential for lightning strikes as well. In fact, here's your severe outlook for your Thursday. The green indicating the best chances for thunderstorms. Still can't rule out most of Siskiyou County and even northern Trinity County as well. There is, of course, the same area where we could see the dry lightning for your Thursday, and then it kind of expands a little bit more to the south and west. Not quite reaching the valley, but you can see in northeastern Shasta County, around Bernie, northern Trinity County, but even places like Weaverville, Hayfork could see an isolated thunderstorm on Friday as well. So things getting a little bit more interesting when we're talking about thunderstorm potential. And on top of that, the National Weather Service has issued a red flag warning for Modoc County, but it won't take effect until Friday, because that's when we have the best potential for that. But we could even see some activity tomorrow, and that also takes effect off into the southeastern portions of Oregon as well. So let's take a look again. You can kind of see the mainly clear skies that we have out over Redding here. Some of those clouds kind of filtering on in with that monsoon moisture. But let's take you into Thursday. So here we are taking you through the day on Thursday. It's dry for the first half of the day. And then as we go into the afternoon, we'll see most of the activity off to our east. Now, we can't rule out some activity developing to the eastern mountains. We're seeing some activity here. Also, look at this, around Hayfork. So parts of Trinity County could see an afternoon thunderstorm pop up tomorrow afternoon. And then tomorrow evening, looks like more in the way of activity for Siskiyou County, but even Modoc and Lassen County could see some activity Thursday afternoon as well. Here's Thursday evening around 9 p.m., mainly off into Modoc County. So still seeing some activity even after sunset. We're going to see another round come in on Friday, and this is when I think we're going to see a better chance for everyone in the mountains to see some activity. Here's Friday at noon. We're already seeing some activity in Trinity County, Siskiyou, Modoc, even parts of Lassen County seeing some activity. Then it gets a little bit more widespread, but notice it's not super widespread. What I mean by that is we are still seeing just isolated activity here, with most of it to the east and not to mention to the north. But Trinity County, Siskiyou, Modoc, Lassen County, eastern Plumas County, and maybe even northeastern portions of Shasta County could see some activity Friday afternoon and evening as well. And then we go into 6 p.m. on Friday. We're still seeing some of that activity out there, and it should dry out by the time we get into Friday night and Saturday morning. But look at Saturday afternoon. More activity for the mountains. So I still have that chance for thunderstorms on Saturday. Then by Sunday, it's gone, and we'll continue with the dry conditions here as we take you through most of next week. So it's mainly going to be tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday. After that, I think the chances for thunderstorms will diminish. But as we go into the weekend, see how the temperatures are increasing and then they drop again. So we're going to see a bit of a heat wave here as we take into the weekend, even into early next week, but temperatures will start to drop after that. In fact, let's take a look at that heat as it kind of expands westward into Southern California, then over us. This is through Sunday, and you can see how that just kind of expands off into the Pacific. Now, what's going to happen is this heat will retreat, temperatures will start to drop. You see these disturbances kind of push to our north. What that will do through next week as these disturbances push to the north is help to cool us off, and it will kind of break up that heat. The bubble of heat still over the desert southwest, and another bubble of heat, not as strong, but a bubble of heat nonetheless, off over the eastern Pacific. We're in the between those two where we have the cooler air. Again, not as hot as it could be. So we're going to go up over the weekend, then back down through next week. Here, your temperatures tonight should be in the low 70s. So fairly mild night tonight for the valley. And there's that chance for thunderstorms. Again, don't be alarmed by this. This looks like thunderstorms everywhere. Now, everyone will have that chance in the mountains, but not everyone will see it. It's going to be very isolated in nature. Temperatures for the valley, of course, no thunderstorms, will be in the low to mid 90s for those daytime highs. Let's take a look at that 7-day outlook. And again, don't be alarmed by all this. This looks pretty ominous and scary, but again, it's just a chance for thunderstorms each and every single day. Friday is the best day. Chances begin to diminish on Saturday, and then we should be looking at drier conditions and not to mention cooler conditions, especially as we go into the middle of next week. Now, for the valley, no thunderstorms in the forecast. There's that spike in the temperatures. This is when we're well over 100 degrees for Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then temperatures start to drop going into Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. We take a look at Red Bluff. 105 on Sunday, 104 Monday, back down to the mid to upper 90s by Tuesday, Wednesday, and for Chico, 104. That's the peak of the heat wave on Sunday. Temperatures start to drop after that, back down to 94 by next Wednesday.